Hey everybody, I'm ASOC, your friendly neighborhood fishing guide. In this video, I will be sharing with you the location of each painting on Spain's Aguas Claras in Call of the Wild, the Angler. I will go in order as they appear in the handbook. You can use the timestamps to jump to whichever paintings you need to fill out your collection. If you're enjoying my content, please hit like and subscribe. Happy collecting.
Espetos de Sardinas are a definitive emblem of Andalusian cuisine and have even been nominated for a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity for the region. The painting La Moraga, by the Andalusian painter Horacio Alengo in 1879, depicts sardines skewered and sizzling on the beaches of Malaga. A chronicle of the visit of King Alfonso XII to Axarquia in January of 1885 notes that he tasted its famous skewered sardines. Southern Spain is famous for its grapes, and with that comes legendary raisins and incredible wine. Vino Dulce from the region is particularly famous, typically produced from Pedro Jimenez and Moscatel grape varieties. Officially, there are two Andalusian wine types: vinos de licor, wines fortified with 15% to 22% alcohol, or vinos tranquilos, unfortified wines such as naturally sweet wines produced from overripe grapes, and sweet wines made from sun-dried grapes. Southern Spain is famous for its grapes, and with that comes legendary raisins and incredible wine. Vino Dulce from the region is particularly famous, typically produced from Pedro Jimenez and Moscatel grape varieties. Officially, there are two Andalusian wine types: vinos de licor, wines fortified with 15% to 22% alcohol, or vinos tranquilos, unfortified wines such as naturally sweet wines produced from overripe grapes, and sweet wines made from sun-dried grapes.
Anchovies are so typical of Malaga, it has become a nickname for the residents, comprising another dish in the rich smorgasbord of Andalusian fish offerings. They are used in small quantities to flavor many dishes, or eaten fried on skewers.
Naranja Amarga is more commonly associated with Seville, but still common in Malaga. It is native to Southeast Asia, however, has been spread by humans to many different parts of the world, including Spain. While the raw pulp is inedible, bitter orange is widely used in cooking recipes such as marmalade, soups, and dressings. Bitter orange may have serious interactions with many drugs, similar to the effects of grapefruit.
The Feria de Agosto takes place every August in the city of Malaga, Andalusia, Spain. The festival commemorates the taking of the city by the Catholic monarchs, 5 years before the completion of the Reconquista, at which time Malaga was incorporated into the Crown of Castile. The Catholic monarchs gave the city the Virgen de la Victoria. The fair today has 2 entertainment zones, which are active during the day and night respectively. During the fair, the streets of the city center are adorned with paper lanterns and floral displays. Booths are erected with performances, music and dance, especially verdiale, the most characteristic local variant of flamenco, and decked out horses and carriages attempting to make their way through it all. The sounds of flamenco and copla are everywhere, along with less traditional music.
Flamenco is an art form based on the various folkloric music traditions of southern Spain. It is believed that the flamenco genre emerged at the end of the 18th century in the cities and agrarian towns of Baja Andalusia. The Spanish flamenco dress is traditionally worn by women during their performances. The advent of the dress dates back to the mid-18th century, comprising of a skirt or dress that extends into a long train of ruffles and pleats. These flamboyant costumes were initially worn by high society women in the form of a dress with a round neckline, 3/4 sleeves, and a sweeping train. It wasn't until the rise of cafés cantantes that they became popular with performers.
Flamenco shoes are not just defined by function, but also by form, comprising of a sturdy wooden heel, nails on the bottom of the toe and heel, steel shank, steel toe, and hand-stitched sole.
Flamenco hand fans are commonly used during the dance, but the origin of the Spanish hand fan itself is Asian. It is in fact believed to have emerged in China in the mid-7th century, although it was not until the 15th century that it reached Europe, through Portuguese traders. However, there is some evidence that the Jesuits were the first to introduce this accessory to Europe. Be that as it may, it quickly became fashionable among the upper classes, particularly during the reigns of Louis XIV and Louis XV. That said, its use also became popular among women of all social classes over time, who came to create a complete language of seduction through the use of this accessory. Since the south of Spain, due to its climate, was the place where the use of the hand fan was most quickly popularized, it's unsurprising that it became a protagonist in flamenco dances, where it adds grace and style to the movements of the dancers.
Spain is known especially for its Semana Santa, Holy Week festivals. The celebration of Holy Week regarding popular piety relies almost exclusively on the processions of the brotherhoods or fraternities. These associations have their origins in the Middle Ages, but a number of them were created during the Baroque period, inspired by the Counter-Reformation, and also during the 20th and 21st centuries. Every year, the Passion Week in Malaga takes out to the streets processional thrones, carrying images that sway all along the entire route. Thousands of penitents lighting and giving color with their candles and robes. Processional marches, as well as aromas of incense and flowers filling the air, as the processions pass by thousands of people. Holy Week in Malaga is very different from that celebrated in other Andalusian or Spanish places. The Passion Week there is not commemorated with meditation and silence, but is full of happiness, noise, cheer, spontaneous saetas, and applause as the images pass by. Some tronos of Holy Week of Malaga are so huge that they must be housed away from the churches, as they are taller than the entrance doors, real walking chapels carried by dozens of bearers.
La Farola is one of two Spanish lighthouses that has a feminine name and is a recurring element in Malaga's iconography. La Farola was designed by the naval brigadier, naval engineer, and port director Joaquín M. Perry y Guzmán, and was first erected in 1817, during the time of King Ferdinand VII. At the time, it was just a tower, circular in shape, with the sole purpose of supporting a cutting-edge rotating lantern. During the Civil War, although orders were given to turn off the light and paint the building to make it more difficult to see, it was damaged and needed repairing. Since then, both the city and the port have expanded, and as a result, the lighthouse is now almost in the center of the port, with the cruise terminal much further out into the sea. In 2022, La Farola was designated an asset of cultural interest by the Andalusian regional government, granting it special protection.
Despite spending most of his life in France, legendary painter Pablo Picasso was born and raised in Málaga, Andalusia. While Pablo Picasso is best known by his last name, his full name is 25 words long. Picasso showed a predisposition to drawing from an early age, with his mother claiming that his first word was the Spanish word for pencil, lápiz. Picasso was also famously accused of stealing the Mona Lisa, an act actually perpetrated by a security guard in the Louvre. However, his work is also the most stolen of any artist, with a spate of high-profile robberies happening even as recently as 2012.
Calle Marqués de Larios, also known simply as Calle Larios, is a pedestrian and shopping street in Málaga, Spain. This street was inaugurated on the 27th of August, 1891, and is the most expensive street to live on in Málaga. On the 1st of May 1880, a corporation was formed by the local government of Málaga to fund the creation of the street, needing to raise 1 million pesetas, the majority of which were purchased by the titular Larios family, helping the project reach full funding and eventual completion. During the Second Republic, the street was briefly renamed Calle 14 de Abril in honor of the date of the new democracy. The street was bombed during the Spanish Civil War, though it did not suffer much architectural damage.
The Biznaga is a symbol of Málaga, with the word itself coming from Arabic, meaning gift from God. In the old days, it was used as an air freshener due to its pleasant fragrance, and as a natural mosquito repellent. However, it is now used as decoration. Biznagas are typically made by hand with jasmine flowers and the stalk of a thistle. The jasmine flowers are inserted into the thistle, so in the evening, when the flowers open, it releases the beautiful jasmine fragrance.
The Cenachero, a fish vendor carrying hemp baskets, is a popular symbol of Malaga, alongside the Biznaga and the Boquerón.
The Jábega are rowing boats originally designed for fishing, with roots dating back as far as the Phoenician era. However, are now used decoratively along the coast of Malaga. Jábega are immediately eye-catching and comprise a colorful part of Malaga's tourism, widely regarded as their flagship.
King Hugo I's investment in infrastructure is the driving force behind Aguas Claras' profitability. His most notable contribution came in the form of the Atajo de Rey Hugo pathway, which allowed safe access to the region. Hugo I is also responsible for the construction of a great number of Aguas Claras defenses and industry, such as Castillo de la Bastavista and many of the dams. He is beloved as an old legend and father of the town. However, the current king taking his name is met with a mixed response.
Santa Azucena dedicated her life to building a platform for Virgen de la Orilla to reach as many people as possible. The sick were healed, the hungry were fed, and through prayer and providence, many disasters were abated, such as resealing the dam where it threatened to rupture. Azucena never got to see the full revitalization of the church that now holds the Virgen, but she made a home for her in Aguas Claras until her final day.
La Cabra Malagueña is a breed of goat native to the province of Málaga, Spain. The breed originated from two ancient breeds, the Pyrenean goat and the Maltese goat. The former came from the north of the Iberian Peninsula, and the latter came from Africa. Malagueñan goats have a unique ability to adapt to rural environments in different climates, grazing on low, productive landscape, as well as on crop waste and byproducts, all while maintaining their milk production capacity in terms of quantity and quality. Júas are large ragdolls stuffed with sawdust that represent a facet of life that must be purified and that you do not want to return. On the night of San Juan, an event of commemorating the birth of John the Baptist and the advent of Christianity, the Júas are burned symbolically, accompanied with sardine skewers, drinking, and music.
I hope you found this information helpful. Please hit like and subscribe, and you're always welcome to give me a follow and hang out with me over at twitch.tv/asoc.